One of the problems that a government or a church or anyone has in explaining the extraterrestrial situation is that it requires non-physical definitions in order to explain it.
Both contemporary mathematics and contemporary physics acknowledges the fact that there are more than 4 dimensions. It's the most integrative of contemporary theories in physics, called string theory. It requires the notion of having 10 or 11 dimensions. And we typically can have a difficult time measuring things in 3 dimensions, let alone 4 dimensions, adding time. So just adding one more dimension makes all kinds of possibilities.
Time travel, interdimensional doorways and gateways and things, that the rules would hold true interdimensionally for folks everywhere. Saints, angels, avatars, ghosts, intergalactic travelers all follow the same rules of interdimensional place hopping.
We coexist. I don't think it's a planet far, far, far away. You know, I don't think that at all. I think we coexist. This is dimensional. We share the same space. We just don't know it.
It wasn't until the quantum physicists started saying, hey, there's lots of realities out there, that we got any kind of backing and credibility at all.
My remembrance, as I think back in the 60s when there was a lot of interest in this topic, is that there were so many reports that it was possible to debunk as frauds and people that were just completely unreliable. There also were a set that were never explained.
God forbid that you'd go to an astronomer or to an engineer who's going to say, I'm not even going to bother because we all know for a fact there's no such thing. These people either made a mistake or they're lying.
We went through that whole phase, and that kind of drove the topic off the table in terms of the research community.
Just because we may not have the technology yet to definitively define what these things are, it doesn't mean they're not real. We may just be looking on the AM dial for an FM frequency.
As a scientist, I think anything that's not understood should be investigated. You know, that's just what science is all about.
To follow the data and let the data speak. And if the data takes us in areas where it needs and requires us that we change our mind about what we have been taught, what we believe, then that's what we need to do. We used to think the Earth was flat. We now accept that it's round. We used to think that the sun revolved around the Earth. Now we know it's the opposite way, and we've accepted that fact. We used to think that objects were really solid. Now quantum physics tells us it's mostly, quote, empty space. It's organized energy. We can even accept that too.
We have to get a different perspective on what's going on around us, and as a culture stop denying that people see, hear, and experience things that, granted, are out of the ordinary.
There's going to be a time where they're not going to be able to hide it anymore. There's too much technology today. Too many people have video cameras and digital cameras and the internet to relay it all on. It's only a matter of time.
There's healing here. I'm a physician, and I come to this whole forum not only now with knowledge that I've seen something personally, not only knowledge that I've sought out and found, credible knowledge, but also knowing there are many people that need to be healed, that need to know that they're not crazy, that it's not a mirage.
I'm very relieved to be able to talk about it with someone who understands. You know, maybe I can get some answers.
I'm credible, and I saw what I saw, and I'm not afraid to talk about it or to share it. I think it should be shared.
One of the worst things people can do is keep it bottled up inside you. I think one of the best things you can do is to open up. There's nothing wrong with that, and you'll find out you feel pretty good about it.
It has all the earmarks of a kind of an epiphany, the kind of thing that occurs like once or twice in life that absolutely changes you forever, and then, like a good scientist, you want to say, why did this happen? Or what does this really mean?
I want to know the truth. I want to be there. I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to ask questions.
I would like to have some of the alternative explanations for things that occur to be explored further, so that our kids can actually have some hard data, some hard scientific empirical evidence that what's happening to them has a base in reality and is real, and that they're not crazy.
What's very exciting at this time is that so many very distinguished and credible and educated scientists, researchers, physicians, doctors are coming forward.
It so happened as when it was going on, I became aware of it and was listening to a blow-by-blow description and was consulted on it afterwards. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure you were looking at a very valid phenomenon.
There's no question that there is a phenomenon, and for anyone to be still questioning whether there is a phenomena is deluding themselves.
Read about it. There's certainly enough information out there if one wants to and chooses to. It is a choice.
I would only tell the friends that that are trusted by me, and probably other people would make fun of me because unless they see it with their own eyes, some humans just don't believe things.
Many people are not willing to look at something they've had no experience with. But the moment it touches them, they see something, their wife or spouse sees something, they at least start thinking about it.
We're not the only ones here. In this big universe, there are a lot of other people. We just haven't met them yet.
But of course, we're not alone in the universe, and there's too much out there for us to just be the only living beings in this universe.
What astrophysics strongly implies is the probability that there's life other than us in the universe is highly, highly probable.
There are so many stars and probably other planets out there that the scientists haven't even seen yet.
It just seems incredible to me with over 200 billion stars in our own galaxy, and there are billions, if not trillions, of galaxies. How could we be alone?
The Hubble telescope, just in the last 5 to 10 years, has changed the face of time and space and gravity as we know it. Our galaxy, our one Milky Way galaxy, and who knows how many trillions there might be out there, is 12 to 14 billion years old. Our solar system is a very young solar system. It's only 4 to 6 billion years old. There may actually be intelligent entities out there billions of years ahead of us.
What if everyone woke up tomorrow and knew that extraterrestrials come here? For sure. Positive. Then what?
Maybe we would have more reflection on how we are being as a people, as a nation, as a culture, as a planet.
It would help us to wake up. It would help us to see that we're not the end-all be-all. So I think it would be a good thing.
I feel that the event woke me up, that I got out of my daily routine of getting up, going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, eating dinner, watching TV, going to bed. You know, because you got kids, you got baseball, you got all this stuff going on. Life is such a routine. This woke us up, that there's something greater out there, that there's more out there, and wake up, open up. Open up your heart, open up your mind, because it's real.
What happens when these phenomena occur, these anomalistic phenomena occur, that people come awake, maybe for the first time in their lives, but the opportunity is there all of the time.
Reality, you know, as people sometimes say, is only what I can see, hear, touch, feel, and so on. But the things that we call paranormal are actually part of the same reality. We're just not tuned into it yet.
Whether you believe in it or not, there's the potential that we can learn so much from what could be out there.
We're an adolescent species at this point. Our consciousness is changing, our body's changing, our knowledge is changing.
Wouldn't that be great if it did change? And that we all had an aha moment when we go, we're not alone in this universe, and we're not these little nations warring and feuding with each other and doing power trips with each other, that there's other planets and other universes and other intelligent beings who are looking down on us and going, oh my God, what are these people doing?
I believe they are trying to communicate. We just haven't figured out how they're trying to communicate with us.
We do have powers, and we need to learn to tap into those powers so that we can communicate with them, so that we can understand them, so that we can be a part of their reality and simultaneously allow them to be a part of our reality.
Listening is very important, and we can even calm ourselves and quiet ourselves to not only listen to each other on this planet, but to listen to what the messages are